Hi, I'm Michaela Bedgood, and today I'm going to be making some kinetic sand. So to do that, you're going to need some sand, some dish soap, some cornstarch, and then some water. There's water in it, I promise. And then tool-wise, you're going to need some measuring cups. You're going to need one for liquid. I have a 1/4 cup and 1 cup. And then I also have a tablespoon and then just some containers to put different mixtures in. And then just because I don't want anything on my hand, I have a chopstick to stir everything with. So first you're going to want to take a cup of your sand and you want to put it into a bowl. So I'm pretty sure this is a cup. I'm going to double check. And I don't know what type of sand you're supposed to use, but the only type of sand I could find was straight from the beach. I do live in Florida, so like they had 30-pound bags of sand at Walmart, but I also was not buying a 30-pound bag of sand for only 1 cup. So it was about exactly 1 cup, so I'm just going to use the extra and throw it in this cup, this bowl. And there's like little bits of shell and stuff because it did come straight from the beach. And then you're going to want to take a 1/4 cup of cornstarch and you're going to just mix that right. You're going to throw it right on top of the sand. Cornstarch gets everywhere. So then you're just going to want to plop that right in there. And then you're going to want to take whatever you're mixing with. I'm using chopsticks, and you're just going to want to mix that all in. Use the bigger side. And then after it's all mixed in as well as you can get it, you're just going to set this off to the side. I think that's pretty good. You're going to set that off to the side, and then you're going to work on your wet mixture. So that's the dry mixture. So the wet mixture, you're going to need about a 1/4 cup of water. I have a measuring cup. I just have a random amount of water. I don't know how much it is. So I'm going to measure this real quick. So that is a 1/4 cup of water, and then you're going to take your tablespoon, and you're going to need about a tablespoon of dish soap. I'm just going to get that. Dish soap comes out very slow. Sorry. And that's about a tablespoon, so then you're going to call that good. Dump that into the water. And then you're going to want to mix that up too. Wipe off the chopstick. And then you're just going to mix that together. So now you want to take your dry mixture that we set to the side and the wet mixture, and we're going to slowly add the wet mixture into the dry, like slowly stirring it in small amounts. And then you're going to want to keep adding until you get a good amount where the sand's not wet. That means you added too much water, but to where you can mold the sand still. Still not the right, it's kind of, yeah, it's not the right texture, so I'm going to add some more water. See if I can mold anything. It's getting there, but still got to mix it in well. I'm gonna add in a little bit more. Alright, I'm gonna try mixing this with my hands, I'll come back. So I actually added a little bit too much of the wet mixture, so I added some more cornstarch to it. I think I got the right texture down. So, see? Like, that's kind of looks like that. So the sand like can get put together even with force being applied, but it can also still easily break apart, and it's not, ooh, that made a mess. But it's not like straight sand anymore, but it's also not liquidy. It's like the right texture. So, as we just saw during the demonstration, I first started by taking a 1/4 cup of cornstarch and put that into a bowl. I then mixed in 1 cup of the sand with the cornstarch and then set that dry mixture to the side. And in another bowl, I took a 1/4 cup of water and started to mix in a tablespoon of the dish soap. I slowly added the wet mixture into the dry mixture and stirred it evenly. I mixed in enough until I was able to mold the sand without the sand being too wet. I did mess up a little bit, had to add some more cornstarch, but that's okay. So some may wonder why kinetic sand works the way it does and how and how it stays together even when light force is applied. This is because the wet mixture was added to the cornstarch and sand in the dry mixture, and this made the mixtures to become thicker, the dry mixture to become thicker. But when adding just the right balance of the wet mixture to the sand and cornstarch, it becomes thicker, but not too wet, where it's just a big mess that sticks to your hand, and it creates a perfect texture, the perfect mixture, just so it can stick together. And still have a little kinetic sand ball, and it breaks apart. So that was how you make kinetic sand.